What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're gonna talk about how to BRRRR properties, which stands for buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. My name is Daniel and this is Ping, and Ping actually taught me how to do this method, so we're gonna get right into this. Now, Ping, why is the BRRRR method such a popular method? Why are investors doing so much of this?
Yeah, because it actually allows them an opportunity to actually acquire more and more properties. And if you really think about it, BRRRR method is, like you mentioned, buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and then you repeat. So by the time you refinance everything, you already pull all the equity out, right? So if you think about a real case example, you buy something with a very, with an upside opportunity, right? You do a lot of value adds, right? By the time you finish renovating the units, rent it, you pretty much recoup all the equity out. Now it gives you another chance to use that money on your second one.
So the crazy thing is, as you guys can see, it's like you save up to get one property in one house. And once you do that, you can use this method to just keep domino affecting it and getting more properties. So a lot of investors are using this to get a very large portfolio, which is super cool. Now, Ping, how do you find these BRRRR properties? Where should you look? What should you be doing? How can people acquire one if they're looking for one?
There are actually so many different ways to do this, right? Deal finding is actually the number one step that you need to do for the BRRRR method.
Let's make a deal.
You need to find something that's at the discounted price. You don't ever want to find something that's a little priced too high, or you don't want to find something that's looking a little too nice, because you lose that value add opportunity, right? So buying properties, the best way, our recommendation has always been finding investment-focused agents, right? These people are always out there looking for deals, right? Number one is that. Second option that you can have is a wholesaler, right? These people without real estate license, they're also real estate investors. They're constantly getting deals, and they might want to just wholesale for any reason. Could be for the assignment fee, could also be because they simply don't have the capacity to handle more projects, right? So you can do that. Door knocking is another method that you can probably do, right? Knocking on the doors, talking to the neighbors. They might want to sell, or their friends, their family might want to sell. You never know, right? Talking to as many people as possible. Those are the three things that I recommend the most for any startup investor.
Yeah. Now let's talk about like location wise. I know like in real estate, people say all the time, location, location, location.
Location, location, location.
I know it's very important, like a cool little saying that they say is, find the worst property on the best street, not the best property on the worst street. Now, for people that are looking to BRRRR properties, what should be in that area that can help them raise their value that they should be looking for?
University, hospital, right? The places where the government has planned to implement more transportation. Those are areas that have the highest appreciation.
So we're breaking this down in steps for you guys, right? You understand what BRRRR stands for. Now you know what you should be looking for, where you should be looking, and which areas you should be looking for that property. Now the next part, understanding your costs.
How much money exactly?
What's the most important part of understanding the cost? Is it the renovation, the down payment, the interest rate? What are you paying close attention to?
Okay, all that stuff is actually very important. Obviously, you need to know where your money source is coming from, right? Could be from your saving, could be from your family members, could be from joint venture partners, right? You want to identify where the finance is coming from.
Well, I've been wondering, where's the money coming from?
Interest rate is also important. You don't want to be chewed up by all the lenders, right? Sometimes private lenders can be extremely expensive, and you want to know all the terms and all that stuff. Renovation, in this case, is also very crucial, because if you spend way too much money into your construction renovation without budgeting properly, right? That can chew up your margin right away.
Spent too much.
Now that's something that a lot of people have to really dial into and understand, which is really important to understand what kind of team you should have. So whether you have the real estate agents, the renovations crew, how big of a team do you need, and who on your team do you need to be keeping track of this property?
It really depends on where you are in the real estate investing journey, right? Because if you're very experienced, you might want to start hiring a full-time staff to bring the cost down a little bit. However, if you're a beginner, and actually a lot of investors are still doing this on their own. They don't need to worry about the payroll. They can just hire the proper professionals to handle the team, right? Which is a power team. I think this term is very popular on the internet already. Power team really is for any investors to find the professional realtor to deal source, professional contractors to handle all the renovation. Right? Obviously, you need the accountant, you need a lawyer to handle the entire transaction for you, so that you're not being neglectful with the taxes, with some of the mistakes that can happen during the closing.
So like, we now found the property, you have the renovations team, you know what you're looking for and where you're looking. Now, let's talk about more of the numbers. When you're buying the property, you look heavily into the comparables so you know what the average sale price is, because a lot of people, I find, they go wrong when they're actually burring properties because they forget that they actually have to have an appraiser come in to appraise the property.
I had no idea.
So that you know what it's now worth after the renovation, so you can pull your money back out. Now, is there specific things that you're always looking for?
Yeah, that comes down to the renovation, and that comes down to what the appraiser will look at when they're doing the appraisal. Okay, the very first thing that I always recommend our clients is that always renovate your bathroom, always renovate your kitchen. Right, lighting is very important, painting is very important. These are high-ticket items that you want to do. High-ticket item, but at the same time, it's very affordable to do to give that huge lift in your property value. Now, some people might want to redesign the layout a little bit, right? My recommendation is always try to stay away from the permits if you can, right? Don't touch anything that requires permits. If it's just one wall, you don't want to wait for the city to actually come in here, do all the inspection, right? That's gonna drag you 3 to 6 months, right? Depending on which city you're in, right? So controlling the renovation, controlling what you're going to renovate is extremely crucial. And please try to talk to some appraiser, ask what kind of value add that you need to do before start investing in any flips or Brrrr.
Yeah, that's super important too, guys.
How is that important?
Oh, it's important.
Because like, the carrying cost is also a really big thing. It's like, you need to know your budget, not just for the renovation, but people miss the carrying cost. How quickly can you get this project done and rented so that it carries itself? Maybe you have some cash flow and then you're able to Brrrr it. So you see, we've talked about now like finding the property, renovating the property, the budget, where you need to look, the appraisal part, all that stuff. Let's talk about lenders really quickly. What type of mortgage brokers, like lenders, are you looking for to acquire these properties so that you know you're able to chain it and get another one and another one and
another one and another one and another one?
Awesome, that's a good question. So if you're a beginner, a lender is always your best bet, right? If you have a proper job, saving or whatever, a lender always offers the best, very competitive interest rate to you, right? I will always take the advantage of that. Once you hit 2 or 3 properties, you might actually max out a little bit. It will get more and more difficult to qualify for the next property, right? So here's what, then that's where you need to be a little creative. B lender, C lender, private lender, that's when you can start looking into those options. They're expensive, but they're so easy to get qualified. So the method that we enjoy doing the most is actually the private lending, right? We build enough a rapport with them, with enough credibility with them. And this part is often neglected by the beginner investors. You can negotiate with the lenders.
This is a negotiation.
Okay, so the method that we're using is a private lender. We get our deals qualified immediately, and then we move on for the 3 to 4 months of renovation, right, at the longest period of time. And then once we do that, we refinance with A or B lenders to pay back our private lender. And then we just let the property sit.
That's awesome. So I know, like, I've heard this before. Everything is done, the project is finished, you now have it rented. How long of a time period do you need to wait before you can actually Brrrr the property and pull your money back?
That's a good question. I actually missed this part in what I just talked about. So a lender usually have a more strict policy. So it can be 6 months, it can be a year, right? It really depends on the lender. So if you want to BRRRR any property, always confirm this term and condition with your lender, right? With private lender that we're using, they don't really care when we do it because we always ask for an open mortgage.
That's awesome. So I want to give you guys an example because I think it's important to share success and examples. So Ping actually helped me acquire my first ever BRRRR property that I've done, and he crunched all the numbers, he did everything, showed me what we need to do. Now for an example here, just so you guys know, we bought this property right near a university. We paid $685,000 for this property. And how much was the down payment we put on it?
We only, because we went with the A lender, we actually got it qualified for over 88%. So I think the down payment plus the renovation was under 100K.
Under 100K that we got this property for. Now, because it's close to a university, it has 8 bedrooms in this property. And because it's close to a university, we're able to rent this out for $600 a room, which gives us $4,800 a month, which means we're getting cash flow from this property already. We haven't even pulled the money out yet. We're just waiting for the correct time to do it. And it's been maybe 6-7 months since we've had this property, bought at $685. What do you think this property is worth right now?
The ARV right now from what we're looking at is actually 800K. So there's already a room for us to pull some money back if we want to.
So you see guys, like bought at $685, it's worth $800. There's already about $115,000 of equity in there, plus the money that's being paid in cash flow to us and the money that's going towards the mortgage. This is a big win and we haven't even refinanced it yet. We're about to, so we can go and get the next one.
For sure.
This is like, it's definitely an awesome way on how people can keep just using their money to work for them and acquire more properties. Is there anything else that you think we should share and make sure that they're aware of during the BRRRR method?
Definitely stay tuned with all the videos that we're going to post because right now this is all very high level. We want to be able to create different topics and actually dive into how we strategize everything, all aspects from renovation, financing, like even refinancing this part, right, all the way to the acquisition. So there's a lot of things that we're going to be talking about in this channel. So stay tuned.
Awesome, guys. And comment below where you are in your investing journey in real estate. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear all about it. And you can also click the link below if you want to learn more from us and speak with one of us on how you can acquire your first BRRRR property. Don't forget, guys, like this video, subscribe down below, and we'll see you guys next time.